Utsusu shimasu. That means both I'm gloomy and my name is Utsutsu. Both of which are incorrect in this case, but the first one is appropriate because today I'm going to be exploring the Gloom. I try hard and think of interesting openings. Rarely do I succeed in making one that's actually good. That's what comedy is though, just sprinkling a whole bunch of shit at the wall until something eventually, inevitably sticks. Alright, well this is a new enemy type in this game, but not an uncommon enemy for this sort of, 2D platformer. The enemy that gets really angry when you get on the same level as it. A rather haughty sort, this one. Hi there. But they act so much they end up tiring themselves out, and of course I missed the cube. Try it again. Or I could try death. That works too. This is probably meant to be the future version of the Arid Flats, given the music. Is it remixed from that version? It sounds awfully similar, if it is remixed. Perhaps it could have been remixed a little bit more. I do like this area visually, though. Yeah, no, the music is definitely at a faster tempo. I do like this area visually though. The purple is nice and it's not the same all-consuming purple. Really? That was in the retrograde. There's a bit more variety to the color palette. It's not monochromatic like most of the other areas. And that is actually quite welcome. Some of the visual design in this game is definitely a bit uninspired, but I wouldn't say that of this area. Now if I can actually get this goddamn cube, why am I having so much trouble with this? This is not a difficult challenge. Come on, B. Get your head on straight. See, it wasn't difficult at all. Don't know why I had so much trouble there at the beginning, but oh boy, I got some bouncy boys. Some of which are rather fragile, so I can only bounce off of them once. I actually like that that was conveyed visually with the fact that they're cracked. That was actually something I expected to happen, even though I wasn't sure if it would. That was a good bit of visual design. Good on you, Edmund. You did something good. For once. I don't know how I survived that, but good job, me. I'm trying to be more self-positive lately. Not only will that counteract, the gloom that this area would surely be setting on me otherwise, but hopefully it'll help me boost my self-confidence and actually get me through this game with dying less. Or it could give me the self-confidence to ignore the fact that that skull was cracked. I actually missed that detail, whoops. That one, however, is not cracked, so I shouldn't have to worry about it. And I do need to keep my eyes peeled for secrets. There's at least one here. One special cartridge. Alright, that was a very easy screen. Again, the difficulty seems so much easier than the later worlds of the past. Am I gonna want to hang off that? I think I'm just gonna need to carefully maneuver my way through those tumors when they start to move. Yeah, like that. Now if I'd only managed to grab the ledge, I would have actually made it with that attempt. What? Okay, I'm not sure why I'm failing to grab some of these ledges. I guess I'm not pressing on the right direction at the time. My bad. Yeah, waiting is definitely something I don't want to do. Going through on the first pass is definitely the way this is designed. I mean, I'm sure it's possible otherwise, but it's going to be a lot more difficult is the thing. I'm just going to wait for them to move over, and it should just be a simple leap, right? There's not much else I can do here. Theoretically, this could be one of the screens where if I leap off the left side, that might take me to a secret screen. In fact, that was one of the secrets in the Arid Desert, wasn't it? Or Arid Flats. Well, I'll keep that in mind when, if I don't end up finding the secret elsewhere. I'll go back and test that out. For now, though, let's just move on. I was just about to say, wow, this is another easy challenge, and then, even if I don't say it, the game knows what I'm thinking, and it summarily crushes my spirits. Gotta get that Gloom to be accurate somehow. That's gonna chase after me, isn't it? No? Okay. I totally thought it would. Even if it was only gonna be the slow movement that I've seen thus far. You know, thinking about it, that too is a weird thing. They have these slow-moving Chain Chomp dudes show up here in the future, and they have the fast, much more difficult to deal with ones show up in Golgotha way earlier. Just it makes me wonder if these worlds were designed in a different order, and then shuffled without any rebalancing done to make the difficulty curve go upward. Oh, that's what I need to do here. I was confused as to how I would proceed. That skull kind of looks like part of the background there. I guess I jump from here? Yeah. No obvious secrets. Oh, and of course I fail right at the finish, as always. I'm never gonna get it as smoothly as that first time either. Unless I do. I don't see where there could be a secret here, so let's keep going on. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of how if you bash into the side of one of these enemies, you end up getting hurt. It really feels like you should still end up bouncing off them. At least to me. Maybe that would make these challenges a bit too easy, but I don't know, I feel like it would make them less frustrating if that were the case. Or if nothing else, if you just, I don't know, rebounded. I was hoping there might be a secret here. I seem to be heading up, though. It must be dropping at some point, though. Yeah. If they made that change, it might make the challenges a bit too easy, but it would make them feel less frustrating. Which is an important thing to consider when designing a game like this. You can't just have your player be constantly frustrated over and over, without respite. If you end up doing that, your player is just going to end up getting frustrated and not finish the game. Perhaps even refund it thanks to Steam's refund service. Couldn't think of the word. If they realize that early enough. It's important to give moments of peace. Easier challenges where you're not going to die nearly as much. To act as a bit of a relief, a buffer. I'm not sure if I want to lead all those guys up to the top there, because then when I inevitably make my way back around to the top, I think it'll make things more difficult. I think the best way to proceed would be to just go through this screen as quickly. Well, that's pure bullshit, so clearly by all rights, I should have at least struck a wall on the left upper side and dropped down to the cube. That's what I was intending. It seems instead I went out of the bounds of the screen and ended up summarily dying. That's not good design, McMillan. Oh boy. I would have had it too otherwise. But yep, another surprisingly easy screen. Oh, these must be, the larger brothers of these small angry boys. They've aged a bit and understand that life isn't necessarily about rushing. You can take your time to do things. Their little brothers really need to grow up. If only because that would make my time a lot easier if they moved just as slowly as their larger brethren. Ah, really? Thought I would have been able to jump over him. But yeah, as I think I failed to say before, perhaps the easiness of this world is simply to lull me into a false sense of security. And then the next world is just gonna ream me over and over without remorse. That is always a possibility. This could be the world that's meant more as a break. Not to give you rest, but to trick you. To let down your mental barriers. And feel the full force of whatever anguish lies ahead. But as far as like actual, game balancing goes, to make the game enjoyable and have a decent difficulty curve, Gloom really probably should have been first. At least before Anguish. That's just my opinion though. Oh, any potential secrets there? I stopped looking for them. I can't exactly retreat, so hopefully there wasn't anything there. There could be something here, however. Let's check it out. It's gonna be difficult with all these spiky tumor boys. I'm thinking about trying to grab onto that ledge on the upper left, but even if I do a neutral jump from this, yeah, I don't quite gain enough height. And I can't exactly platform up these boys, so that might not be anything. Okay, that was another easy screen. I'll take it. Oh! So this is very similar to a screen in the Arid Flats, the one that I first encountered these bouncy boys. It's a bit more hectic than that one, of course. That makes me realize I'm gonna pause because that jerk is gonna keep coming after me. It makes me realize that I think most of these future stages are literally meant to be future versions of past stages and thus bear similarities. But then again, there's a lot of screens that don't echo any sort of memories of going through past worlds, which suggests that they're new challenges. So some of the screens are more difficult versions of previous challenges, others are just brand new. And that kind of inconsistency bothers me a little. You should pick one and stick with it. Oh damn it, so close. Okay, made it. Whew. I'm not a fan of all these differently patterned objects in the environment. The fish anvils, the stationary tumors, the slowly, lazily chasing tumors. It's a lot of stuff to keep in mind. Alright, just rushing through here isn't going to be the answer. The pattern isn't set up to make that especially doable. I'm gonna need to wait for them to do at least one pass. Actually, I just realized I can rest here underneath these fish anvils. I didn't think there'd be enough room, but apparently there is. I might even be able to hang from it, yeah. Of course, that boy is gonna continue to chase me, it seems. He does have a limit, yeah, so that's fine. I'm trying to time this so I don't get crushed. I don't think there's an especially good moment to jump though. Let's go. Yeah. I jumped a little bit too early. Okay, again, a rather, and surprisingly, honestly, tepid challenge. Yeah, of course these are gonna sink. That much was obvious. You know, one thing I realized about the design of the tumors and other similarly looking enemies and obstacles, there's a lot of variety to their visual design. Look at these tumors. There's at least 3 distinct faces here that I notice, possibly more. The issue I feel that there is with that is that there's no consistency between what they look like and what they do. Like, all of these ones, they have different faces, but they all have the same thing of, you know, dropping down when you land on the platform that they're on. There's no consistency to immediately tell you at a glance that, oh, a tumor with this face will do this. And that is definitely a failing. Being able to immediately tell what something would do simply based on what it looks like, that would go a long way to aiding the player, but in a way that relies on the player paying attention and using their noggin. But that's just something that they didn't seem to go for here. I noticed that hook on the other side. Is that just there for visual flair, or is that hiding a secret? I don't see how I could jump up there unless I have an idea. Okay, I was thinking maybe there was a platform below I could land on since there was a chain, and that one might end up rising up, as some of the ones in the past have done. But no such luck. I'm too clever for my own good. Ooh, okay. This is gonna be very tightly timed. I have to get it as low as possible and then quickly rock it up, yeah. There's a secret on this screen, I'm not finding it. Okay. It seems in their latest life cycle, the Chasey boys realize once again that there's some value to speed in life. Or maybe this is their midlife crisis. This is their equivalent of getting a fast motorcycle, is returning to the speed of their youth. Even though they know it's not good for their health. It's something they can't help but think that they should do. Such a sad life the tumor men live. Oh no, okay. I actually have to go fast, or else those tumors that bounce around are gonna catch up to me. You know, I was complaining before about how there's no, like, distinct visuals between the monsters that tell you exactly what they're gonna do. That's not always the case. For example, this is a good counterexample to that claim that I made. Because each of these chasing tumors, the face that they have does indicate what stage of the life cycle they're in. Like, I know that that one at the top is not gonna chase me because it has the one crossed out eye and the one circle eye, compared to the more, I don't know, frowny face that the fast ones have. So there are some instances where that difference in visual design is used to indicate something to the player about how they'll move. But it doesn't change the fact that that's not always the case, as in the case of those chain tumors, which have a lot of visual design but may or may not do the same thing. I'm just giving credit to the game where it's due. Okay, I had a surprising amount of difficulty with that screen. I guess just there were so many fast-moving elements that I just had trouble keeping track of them all at the same time. This screen looks considerably more my style, though. So let's just make it over there, drop down, try not to crash into the ceiling spikes. I seem to have a great affinity for those ceiling spikes. God, does that jump really need to be that precise? What does that add, Edmund, I ask you? What does that add, you horrible monster of a human being? Damn it. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Like a lot of these constantly moving streams of a bunch of objects, it tends to work out best for me if I move as quickly as possible. Less faffing about leaves less room for me to make mistakes. Alright, we got a lot of shit going on here. I just wanted to confirm there that I couldn't jump on those boys. I was pretty sure I couldn't, but not 100%. Hold on, I need to wait for a bit to start here. Damn it. Yeah, patience is gonna be the key to this screen, I think. Sometimes I just need to wait for the tumors to move on and do their business. Oh no. Or maybe not. Sometimes rushing is good. Like right there. Rushing helped me a ton. Okay, yep. I was kind of confused as to what was happening there. That tumor was bouncing in such close quarters that it just looked a bit funny to me. Yeah, still no obvious secrets. I might actually have to look up the location just to find it. Because I do want to do that before heading onward. It's only one secret after all. How hard could it be? Alright, I've made it to Blight, the future version of the water place. Let me just check out, is this pain water? Okay. Well, at least it's starting off on the right foot, not giving you asshole acidic water. Okay, I'm gonna have to look up where that cartridge is hidden. Just a sec. Okay, so this is actually a rather cleverly hidden secret, and one I totally could have noticed on my own if I had just peeled my eyes a little bit harder. Okay, that didn't really work out like I was hoping. Yeah, breakable blocks right there that I can't seem to crash into. Come on. Damn spikes. Okay, yeah. So this is the secret area. Okay, not so bad. This is one screen I'm gonna have to make it through in one run. All the bouncies are breakable and there are no ledges for me to hang on and catch my breath. This might take a while, kids. Alright, not so bad. That is a really tricky challenge. You have to constantly adjust the timing of how long you're going to jump off of those. And you don't get a chance to correct your mistake because they break after you jump off of them once. I like that though, that was actually fun. This screen though, looks like it's gonna be less so. Oh, I really don't like those chases. Actually, this might not be as bad as I thought. If I jump at the last possible moment, and time my third jump just right. I can avoid that. I'm gonna need to jump over that lazy chasing tomb with the rightmost one. I just get rid of my platform though. Yeah, I'm jumping too early is the thing. Like... so almost. Oh, I was just a little bit off. I had the right idea though. Nope. Yeah, the longer I wait to make my first jump, the better off I am because the less skulls I have to break to keep on going. And I keep on going, and I keep on going, and I keep on going. There we go. This time I knew to juke a little bit more to the left compared to my last time. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I have to manipulate these guys' movements. Which is annoying because they don't always seem to move reliably where I want them to. I realize it's based off of relative positions, but sometimes I feel like they should be jumping to the right and then they just do a neutral jump. I guess it's just because I end up being a little bit too close to them. It's really hard to keep that in mind on the fly, though. Blech. I do like the sounds they make. Did they always make that blech noise? That amuses me. I never noticed it if they did. Blech. Sounds like they're burping. Good to see the Budweiser frogs getting some work at long last. Alright, not so bad. Still got a fair bit more to go. And hey, it's the return of the Chain Chomps. Been a while since I've seen you boys. How's it hanging? I think they're angry I haven't spent time with them lately. They're coming after me so aggressively. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Having to manage one of these jerks while avoiding the Chain Chomp. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this. Okay, not so bad. And it looks like I made it to the last screen, so... Chain Chomps to deal with, Lazy Boys to deal with, breakable bounce pads to deal with. It looks like though as long as I can make it over to the right side, I should be able to crash through from the top. I don't need to arrive there with enough momentum. So this shouldn't be too bad, knock on wood. I think the most difficult part is going to be getting past those Chain Chomps, but I think I already see a decent method of doing it. Jumping like that, and yeah, if I manage to angle myself just right, I think I can make it over the top one, and then down to the safe zone. Like that, almost. I think there's enough room for me to do that. Booyah! It's just a matter of breaking these. I'm not sure why I have to break through them in chunks, but okay, there we go. And secret acquired. Alright, so next time, well, I've experienced anguish and gloom, so now it's time to experience blight. That's not exactly thematic consistency there. Two emotions and then, like, a physical pain. Eh.